Hello you over 261,000 members of the Brohirrim and all of you who haven't subscribed yet. Today we're delving into the story of one of Middle-earth's most enigmatic and powerful figures, Galadriel. While many know her as the Lady of Lothlorien from The Lord of the Rings, Galadriel's influence stretches back across millennia. So in this video today, I will focus on a crucial era in her life, the Second Age. So, what was Galadriel actually doing during this time?
Build me an army worthy of Mordor.
Galadriel was born in the bliss of Valinor, but it was not long in the reckoning of the Blessed Realm before that was dimmed, and thereafter she had no peace within. For in that testing time amid the strife of the Noldor, she was drawn this way and that. She was proud, strong, and self-willed, as were all descendants of Finwë save Finarfin, and like her brother Finrod, of all her kin the nearest to her heart, she had dreams of far lands and dominions that might be her own to order as she would without tutelage. Yet deeper still there dwelt in her the noble and generous spirit of the Vanyar, and a reverence for the Valar that she could not forget. From her earliest years she had a marvellous gift of insight into the minds of others, but judged them with mercy and understanding, and she withheld her goodwill from none save only fame. To understand Galadriel's actions in the Second Age, I think it would be a good idea to look briefly at her origins and character development during the earlier ages. Galadriel, as just said in that quote, was born in Valinor, the blessed realm of the Valar, as one of the Noldor, the most skilled and learned of the elven kindreds. She was the daughter of Finarfin and the granddaughter of Finwë, making her one of the most noble and high-ranking elves of all of Tolkien's Legendarium. Known for her beauty, wisdom, and ambition, Galadriel was a natural leader with a keen mind and a deep sense of justice. In the First Age, Galadriel joined the rebellion of the Noldor against Morgoth, leaving the safety of Valinor to journey to Middle-earth. Despite her decision to leave, Galadriel did not participate in the Kinslaying at Alqualonde, distancing herself from the more violent aspects of her kin's rebellion. She settled in Beleriand, where she lived in Doriath and learned from Melian the Maya. Her time in Doriath honed her wisdom and deepened her understanding of the world and its perils. Galadriel married Celeborn, a Sindarin elf of Doriath, and together they sought to build peaceful and prosperous realms amidst the turmoil of Middle-earth. By the end of the First Age, with the defeat of Morgoth and the drowning of Beleriand, Galadriel refused the summons of the Valar to return to Valinor. She chose to remain in Middle-earth, motivated by a desire to rule a realm of her own, to continue opposing the remnants of Morgoth's evil, and perhaps by a sense of exile for her part in the rebellion. These motivations, rooted in both ambition and a commitment to resist evil, shaped her actions throughout the Second Age. Also, before diving in deeply, it is worth acknowledging that Tolkien's portrayal of Galadriel did evolve, with different versions of her actions and motivations present in his various texts. This video today will combine ideas from several of the important books, like of course the Silmarillion, Unfinished Tales, and the History of Middle-earth. Tolkien's Legendarium invites multiple readings, and the complexities in Galadriel's character highlight the richness of his world building. But with that groundwork now laid, let us see what we can put together about Galadriel in the Second Age. The Second Age was a time of great rebuilding and the rise of new powers. Galadriel's actions during this period were crucial in shaping the future of Middle-earth. At the beginning of the Second Age, Galadriel and Celeborn initially resided in Lindon, the realm established by Gil-galad on the western shores of Middle-earth. However, in 750 of the Second Age, they moved eastward to Eregion, also known as Hollin. Eregion was a Noldorin realm located near the western gate of Khazad-dûm or Moria, and was known for its skilled elven smiths. Galadriel and Celeborn played key roles in Eregion, and Galadriel's wisdom helped guide the realm's development and its interactions with other peoples, including the dwarves of Khazad-dûm, with whom Eregion had strong trade relations. It is important to note that Tolkien provided multiple accounts of Galadriel and Celeborn's involvement in Eregion. In some versions, they were central figures in the realm's establishment, while in others, their role was more peripheral, or they had left Eregion before Sauron's arrival. Of course, the exact details of their stay in Eregion and subsequent move to Lothlorien are open to interpretation, reflecting Tolkien's evolving thoughts on these characters. But saying that, by the time it reached around the year 1200 of the Second Age, Sauron, now disguised as Annatar, the Lord of Gifts, arrived in Eregion. He presented himself as a benevolent emissary of the Valar, offering to share his vast knowledge of craftsmanship and power. Celebrimbor, the leader of the elven smiths known as the Gwaith-i-Mírdain, was captivated by Annatar's knowledge, and under his guidance, the elves of Eregion began to forge the Rings of Power. Galadriel, however, was not deceived by Sauron's fair appearance. Her wisdom and insight led her to mistrust Annatar, sensing the shadow behind his gifts. According to the Silmarillion and the Unfinished Tales, she advised Celebrimbor and the other elves to reject Annatar's teachings and maintain their vigilance. Despite her warnings, Celebrimbor and the Gwaith-i-Mírdain continued their collaboration with Annatar, a decision that would of course have far-reaching consequences. Going forward around 300 years now, the Rings of Power were forged. Celebrimbor then created the 3 rings for the elves, Narya, Nenya and Vilya, without Sauron's direct involvement this time, making them free of his corruption. Celebrimbor entrusted Nenya, the Ring of Water, to Galadriel, recognizing her wisdom, strength, and ability to protect it from the dark influences of Sauron. Nenya's power was one of preservation and protection, and Galadriel used it to enhance and shield her realm. Galadriel's foresight in hiding the 3 rings ensured they remained beyond Sauron's grasp, a critical factor in preserving the elven realm's independence. The connection between Galadriel and Celebrimbor was complex, marked by a mutual respect and perhaps even admiration. Celebrimbor's decision to give Nenya to Galadriel indicated his trust in her leadership and her role as a guardian of elven wisdom. Some interpretations, as discussed in the Unfinished Tales, suggest Celebrimbor harboured unspoken affection for Galadriel, adding a personal layer to their relationship. This dynamic highlights Galadriel's influence and the respect she commanded amongst the elves of Eregion. As tensions in Eregion grew, Galadriel and Celeborn moved to Lothlorien, a forested region east of the Misty Mountains. Although the exact date of their settlement in Lothlorien is not explicitly stated, it likely occurred around 1697 of the Second Age, after the fall of Eregion. While this video suggests this timeline, Tolkien did not provide a definitive date for Galadriel's establishment in Lothlorien. Some texts imply that Galadriel might have moved there earlier, possibly due to rising tensions in Eregion, or personal reasons related to her desire for a realm of her own. In Lothlorien, Galadriel established herself as the Lady of the Wood, using Nenya's power to preserve its beauty and to protect it from Sauron's growing influence. Lothlorien, under her guidance, became a land of peace, renowned for its golden malorn trees and timeless tranquility. Galadriel's efforts to create a sanctuary in Lothlorien reflected her commitment to preserving elven culture and knowledge amidst growing darkness. But time went on, and between 1693 and 1701 of the Second Age, the War of the Elves and Sauron unfolded. Sauron had launched that assault on Eregion in 1697, leading to its destruction. Celebrimbor was captured, tortured, and killed by Sauron, who sought to gain control of those 3 elven rings. Galadriel's earlier decision to leave Eregion and take Nenya with her ensured that it, along with the other 2 elven rings, remained hidden and safe from Sauron's grasp. During this war, Galadriel played a vital role in organising resistance against Sauron's forces. She provided refuge for the fleeing elves of Eregion in Lothlorien, and assisted in coordinating efforts with other elven realms and Númenórean allies too. Her foresight and strategic counsel were crucial in maintaining the morale and unity of the elves. Galadriel's wisdom extended to forging alliances with the Númenóreans, the men who had aided the elves against Sauron. These alliances were vital during the War of the Elves and Sauron. The arrival of a great Númenórean fleet in the year 1700 helped turn the tide, driving Sauron's forces out of Eriador and back to Mordor. Although alliances between elves and Numenor are well documented, specific references to Galadriel's direct involvement in these diplomatic efforts are not explicitly detailed in Tolkien's works. Her role in fostering these alliances is inferred from her broader influence and status among the elves. But nonetheless, the collaboration laid the foundation for future alliances between elves and the kingdoms of men. Galadriel's diplomacy with Numenor was pivotal in shaping the broader alliances that would later play a role in the Last Alliance. Throughout the Second Age, Galadriel maintained strong ties with other elven leaders. She supported Gil-galad, the High King of the Noldor in Lindon, and Elrond, who established Rivendell as a refuge for elves and other free peoples. Galadriel's influence helped to foster unity among the elves, promoting cooperation and mutual defense against the growing threat of Sauron. Her wisdom and leadership were instrumental in ensuring that key strategic locations like Rivendell remained safe havens. But then we move forward again, as we reach the year 3319 of the Second Age, when the island kingdom of Numenor was destroyed due to Sauron's manipulation of its last king, Ar-Pharazôn. The downfall of Numenor led to significant changes in the political landscape of Middle-earth. After Numenor's destruction, Sauron returned to Mordor and his influence began to grow once more. Galadriel's vigilance and preparations during these years helped to safeguard Lothlorien and other elven realms from immediate threat, maintaining their independence and security. And so then, just over 100 years later in 3430, in response to Sauron's increasing power, Galadriel supported the formation of the last alliance of elves and men. Although she did not directly participate in the battle, her guidance and support for the alliance's leaders, Gil-galad and Elendil, were crucial in the coalition's efforts to confront Sauron. While Galadriel's support for the last alliance was crucial, her involvement was more indirect. She provided counsel and wisdom from Lothlorien rather than directly engaging in the military planning or battle. Her support was vital in maintaining morale and unity among the elves and their allies, but she did not participate in the actual conflict. The alliance culminated in the Battle of Dagorlad in 3434 and the subsequent 7-year siege of Barad-dûr, which ended in Sauron's defeat in 3441. The defeat of Sauron marked the end of the Second Age, but Galadriel knew that the lingering presence of the One Ring would continue to pose a threat in the ages to come. The Second Age laid the foundation for the events that would unfold in the Third. Galadriel's actions during this time, her mistrust of Sauron, the protection of the Elven Rings, the establishment of Lothlorien, and her alliances with other Elven leaders and the Númenóreans helped shape the resistance against Sauron's influence. Her foresight ensured that the three rings of the elves remained free from Sauron's corruption, allowing the elves to continue their guardianship over Middle-earth's beauty and knowledge. The war against Sauron and the establishment of the Last Alliance set the stage for the conflicts of the Third Age, including the War of the Ring. Galadriel's continued vigilance and leadership in Lothlorien made her a key figure in the struggle against Sauron's resurgence, ultimately contributing to his final defeat at the end of the Third Age. And again at the end here I will mention, as with much of Tolkien's legendarium, different versions and interpretations of Galadriel's actions exist, reflecting Tolkien's evolving thoughts on her character. The complexities and variations in Galadriel's story only add to the richness and depth of Middle-earth's history. And so there we have it. Galadriel's role during the Second Age was marked by wisdom, foresight, and the unwavering commitment to the preservation of Middle-earth. Her leadership in Eregion, the establishment of Lothlorien, her interactions with Sauron and her alliances with the elves and men all demonstrate her importance in the fight against darkness. Through her actions, Galadriel not only safeguarded her people, but also laid the groundwork for the eventual defeat of Sauron. Her legacy was as a guardian, leader, and a symbol of hope that continued to resonate throughout the Third Age as well, reminding all of those who encountered her of the power of wisdom and light. And I would also like to take a moment at the end of this video today to give you a quick update on The Guard, the short film that we are creating. Everything is going amazing. We have just shot Block 2, and the rest of it should hopefully be shot soon too. As always, it is all the money from our Patreon that is funding this. In essence, it is a no budget production if you consider the large scale of film, but every pound that you give is a massive help to create an incredible story. I'm putting a couple of shots on screen now and some behind the scenes clips to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. So if you would like to help support it a little bit more to help push us over the line, then please check out our Patreon. Every little bit really helps. And with that, now it is time for my question of the day, which is, do you think Galadriel did enough during the Second Age to help fight against Sauron, or could she have done more? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section down below. And now it is time to give a massive thank you to our patrons who continue to support the channel. You are all amazing. And if you have reached the very end of this video with me today and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It would massively help us out. And why not drop a like on the video as well? And with that, all I can say is, thank you for spending just some of your time with me today, and I will see you next time on The Broken Sword.